Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the Ingroove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for January 13th, 2023. Got a proper amount of new arrivals this week. No more Monday holidays, and I've got the stuff from last week to show you as well. Some solid pre-orders that were announced this week as well. And also I got a stack of stuff that I'm doing for this Sunday's auction on Whatnot. I'll tell you guys about that towards the end. There's some gas in this auction. Santana One Step. A lot of Music Matters titles, original Blue Notes. I'll show you that at the end. Okay, let me tell you about the pre-orders first. Mobile Fidelity announced Bruce Springsteen's Ashbury Park as a single disc One Step. Same packaging, same concept as the Michael Jackson Thriller and the Alan Parsons I, Robot. That's actually got a tentative release date of April 2023, which is kind of nice. Not a to be announced, maybe next month, maybe next century, but April 2023. Always nice when they do that. Two Blue Note classic titles were announced earlier in the week. Horace Silver's Speakin' My Piece and Jackie McLean's Bluesnick. All analog, cut from the original analog tapes by Kevin Gray. They're also getting going with this Verve by Request series. The Alice Coltrane Pata, the El Duad, was amazing. And that gives me really high hopes for these next two. Ahmad Jamal's The Awakening. Very difficult record to find a clean copy of. That comes out February 17th as well, like the Blue Note Classics. And Archie Shepp's Kwanzaa coming out the 17th of February as well. So let me show you this week's new arrivals, and then I will show you, show you the Whatnot stuff. Okay, well, I guess some good stuff here too. Sam's Record reissue. I think I ordered this by accident, but this is an indie store exclusive. This is Run the Jewels plus ELP. This is an indie exclusive 2 CD set, you know, for your CD fans. So yeah, we got that by mistake, but we have it on the website. Also, the second in the series of the complete Reprise studio albums by Eric Clapton. We've got it here. This is Reptile, Me and Mr. Johnson, Sessions for Robert Johnson, Back Home Clapton, and then a Rarities disc. This is actually the much more difficult to find stuff, so this I think is going to fill a lot of holes for people. Lacquer's Cut mastered by Bob Ludwig, Lacquer's Cut by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grudman Mastering. So yeah, 5 LP studio box set. This week's new arrivals. Start out with Boss Gag, self-titled. Not an easy album to find clean. I think an original, none of his records are too expensive, but this would be the most expensive if you find an original. This is the Friday music release. Now there's two variations of this. One I'm going to assume is a colored variant. It's got a barcode over the barcode. Typically a color variant or an indie store exclusive. And then there's the standard black vinyl version. But yeah, both the same price. From my top 10 in-print analog jazz records you should own, and also my top 100 in-print analog jazz records you should own. Both came out in different years. But you can see where I'm going with this. This is a record that I love. It came off the list because it was not available anymore. It was done. They did a first and a second pressing, and then it became out of print. They finally have decided to do an unlimited pressing, so hopefully this sticks around. That's Nathan Davis, live in Paris. It's categorized as a live record, but it was live to maybe an audience of 10 people because it pretty much has a studio vibe. It's extremely well recorded. It sounds fantastic. Music is fantastic. I highly recommend this record. I'm glad we got it back. From Sam Records, one of my favorite labels. Also from Sam Records, Donald Byrd, Parisian Thoroughfare. Sam Records, and I've showed it many times, they are essentially the Music Matters Jazz of France. They're doing replica covers with the original flip back, you can see there. They go back, they license the original session photography, they redesign the covers from scratch, and they're doing essentially studio albums of musicians, most of the time American musicians, who were there touring. They would cut an album, various things, but a lot of these, most people don't realize it, but these are studio albums. These aren't compilations, these aren't one-offs, these are actual studio albums. Chet Baker, This is originally on Barclay, and most of these too, on a side note, originals are like a grand plus if you could find them. They were French-only studio albums, so fantastic label. The stuff they're putting out, I mean, look at the artwork on this. Donald Byrd in Paris. I mean, it's spectacular. Originally on Brunswick. They replicate the label, the flip back. Fantastic. I think one of them, maybe the Parisian Thoroughfare, has a nice fold-out poster. This is a really good one. I really dig this. Jazz Serene, Milt Jackson, Barney Weiland, Kenny Clark. Originally on Philips. And then, really great, looking forward to this one for a while, Nathan Davis's Peace Treaty. I saw an original of this when I was in Den Bosch last year, and it was VG, and it was $1,000 or $1,500. When I walked by it, I so desperately wanted it to be really nice and clean. I'd love an original of this. Not that it's going to sound better than this, not that it looks better than this. I mean, look at that photograph. It's fantastic. But it would have been nice to have an original, but it was beat. Okay, I've got a stack of the Lost Recordings titles restocked, and I also got the 3 new ones. Now, let me see if I'm trying to remember. David Brubeck, 67. One of these is, okay, I'm going off of memory here because 3 of these are new and 3 of these are restocks. I'm assuming from memory these are the pre-orders that are now in stock and shipping. The Dave Brubeck Quartet. This is debut in the Netherlands, live 1958. This is the first pressing because the first pressing is numbered, so you'll see there this is number 1648. They generally do a couple thousand of these as a first pressing. So that's Dave Brubeck, debut in the Netherlands, 1958. I really dig this label. They essentially, they're scouring the archives in Europe, and they're finding these titles that generally, until somewhat recently, have been unreleased. But in a lot of cases, the Art Blakey is one of my favorite. That is just unbelievable. Shortly after he recorded Moanin', the sound quality on it is fantastic. The performances are fantastic. If you're a fan of any of these artists, I recommend trying one. They're really good. Dizzy Gillespie, live at Singer Concert Hall, 1973. That's another of the new titles. And Blossom Dearie, the Lost Sessions from the Netherlands. Those are doubles. This is a single. Pretty sure those are the 3 new ones. And then the restocks are live at the Philharmonie, 1969, Sarah Vaughan. Then we've got Dave Brubeck, 1967. This is actually really good. Of course, at this point in time, he's doing Time Out at every single concert. But he does a really good cover of Someday My Prince Will Come on this as well. And the Oscar Peterson Trio, live at Concertbau, 1961. All right, I think this is one that everybody's going to want. I kind of recently discovered that this is actually cut by Kevin Gray. It doesn't say the sourcing, but Billy Cobham, Spectrum, an unbelievable, awesome record. Hands down, I talk about this quite frequently. I'm really looking forward to listening to Stratus, cut by Kevin Gray on this album. I'm going to take one home, and I'm going to be doing it about an hour from this video. So, just came in, otherwise I would have done it already. The Clash. This is part of the Start Your Year Off Right campaign. So, The Clash, Combat Rock. I think this is just a reissue. Some of these are getting hard to because they're taking titles that were just in stock, normal reissues, and they're essentially re-releasing them, and they're not doing anything other than changing the price. So it's getting hard to kind of decipher if it's a new mastering, if it's a new record, or it's just the same record with a bigger price tag on it. But yeah. Johnny Thunder is another Start Your Year Off title. Debut solo album from the New York Dolls guitarist. Richard Marx, songwriter on BMG. He's got an Audio Technica LP60 there in the background. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I think if you get to the point in your life where you've got an album, you know, on BMG, go buy yourself a better turntable. Should I say that? Is that? That's staging, though, I guess. Not that it's a bad turntable, but you know. Okay, Warren Zevon, Quiet Normal Life, the best of. This is another Start Your Ear Off title. This is on translucent grape vinyl. Warren Zevon always sells really well. Don't know how it'll do online, but greatest hits sell real well in the store. Boney James, Detour. On Concord. Another Start Your Ear Off Right title. This is Bob Weir, Ace. We've got, and I'm not really sure what the deal is with this. This is new. I'm going to look into this, but they're starting to reissue some Bethlehem titles. And this is by Bethlehem themselves. I'm hoping this is similar quality to the Candid titles. Let's see, East Coasting by Charlie Mingus. Rolling Stones, More Hot Rocks. I think this is another one of those re-releases for more money. That's just a restock. Bob Burgers, The Movie, pressed on mustard color vinyl. We've got the Goo Goo Dolls, the new album, Chaos in Bloom. Really cool cover. I like the art. Okay, what is this? Noah Cyrus, The Hardest Part. We've got Queensryche, Digital Noise Alliance. We've got Hairspray, the original broadcast, the original Broadway cast recording. So, yeah. We've got the West Side Story that I told you guys about last week. So this is, what version is this? This is the Broadway cast recording. We've got The Lion King. I think this is actually, let's see, The Lion King on vinyl for the very first time. Gold and black splat vinyl. This will be good because it's got the Elton cuts on it, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Music and lyrics by Elton John. But almost, this has got to be, it's the Broadway cast recording. You would think they'd use the Elton versions of these you know, Can You Feel the Love Tonight and The Circle of Life. But I don't know, I haven't listened to it. This is a title I've showed the last couple of weeks, but it keeps selling out, and it's because it's so good. But I figured I'd tell you we have a back in stock again. John Lee Hooker's The Healer, using the original Bernie Grundman cut Classic Records metalwork. So no longer a need to buy the $200 Classic Records version, because you can get this for a lot less money. Okay, the Ramones, Subterranean Jungle, Start Your Ear Off Right. This is on Violet vinyl. This is one of the ones that came late last week. I think this is a no-brainer for a lot of people getting into vinyl especially. One of my very first CDs I ever owned, Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. Essentially their greatest hits. But maybe part of my very first BMG Club 10 CDs for a penny deal. I'm almost positive that was part of the 10. Information Society, Peace and Love, Inc. 30th Anniversary Vinyl Edition on black injection mold. Wait a minute, hold on. Injection mold pressing. So like styrene? What's going on there? They bring back styrene? 100% recyclable material. 79% CO2 reduction and produced compared to traditional vinyl. PVC and phthalates-free material. Okay. That's not your typical hype sticker, but maybe they could tell us if it's any good. how they manufacture the actual music. That would be cool. Doja Cat, Hot Pink on Hot Pink vinyl. Ding corner. Okay. This is another Start Your Ear Off Right title. I wish this was not a picture disc, but a lot of people still like them. Chicago's Greatest Hits. On a picture disc. From Music on Vinyl, Manowar, Fighting the World. Limited to 1,500 individually numbered copies on yellow flamed color vinyl. This is $13.63. We've got The Who. Oh yeah, this is that Mongolian throat singing band. It's somebody told me about these guys a couple years ago. It's very interesting. They sing with, you know, their throats. This is on indie exclusive Blue Jay of vinyl. Interesting. Not my thing per se, but it's interesting. The newest album from Iggy Pop, Every Loser. This is the indie exclusive Blood Red vinyl variant. Got it in black as well. This is the indie. Reissue of Gentle Giants, Civilian. We've got Steely Span. Live at the Rainbow Theater, 1974 on red vinyl, previously unavailable on vinyl. The Selector, Celebrate the Bullet. This is the 2022 remaster on 180 gram clear vinyl. The XX, Coexist, 10th anniversary clear vinyl edition. NoFX, So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes. This is limited edition anniversary colored vinyl variant. Let's see, brown bone in pink stripe vinyl. Kind of cool. Let's see, Destroy the Lonely, No Stylist. The Gaz Goombas, which I get to hear incessantly at the store because somebody that works here who's in close proximity to the Hi-Fi Rose over there puts it on all the time. So every time I go to the bathroom and come back, this happens to be on. Turn the Car Around. Some of it's actually pretty good, just not 500 times. Robert French meets Anthony Johnson. We've got the 10th studio album from Kid Cudi. Watch the original animated series on Netflix. Intergalactic. Fish, recorded live, 2000, Radio City Music Hall. Chicago 6, Friday Music. And Mumford & Sons, Babel. We've got Sixpence None the Richer. Holy cow. Having flashbacks. Years before the song Kiss Me topped the charts, Sixpence None the Richer released this beautiful mess. What do you know? Growing up in the 90s, you could not get away from Kiss Me. No matter how hard I tried. Now I haven't heard it in probably 25 years. I actually kind of want to hear it. It's been so long. Oh my God. And I saved it for the last, apparently. The newest album from King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard. This is Demos, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Demos for what? One of their 17 albums they released in 2022. It's really well done. It's got this nice linen cover. It's a cool cover. Yeah. All right, let me show you guys what is going on Whatnot. We've got a bunch of Music Matters jazz stuff, which is always popular. Joe Henderson's Inner Urge on SRX. Freddie Hubbard, Ready for Freddie. There's about 100 titles. I did 200 last week. We're going to do a little bit less this week. We're going to do about 100. So it should last about 2 hours. And this is going to be a little different. I'm going to actually organize everything alphabetically, and I'm going to auction everything alphabetically. So if there's only one thing you want in particular, you'll kind of have an idea of when it's coming based on where it ranges in the alphabet. Freddie Hubbard, going up. This is a 45 RPM Music Matters title. All these are sealed, except for this one. Lee Morgan's Candy, 33 Music Matters Jazz. Got a couple of older MoFi titles. Point of No Return. Frank Sinatra. I really dug all the Frank Sinatra stuff. It was quite good, and No One Cares. And I say older, I mean, you know, not 80s, but 10, 12, 13 years. Jimmy Smith's A Root Down. I believe this is a first pressing mono of Destination Out, Jackie McLean. I think this is a first pressing stereo of Lee Morgan's The Rump Roller. Click the link below. If you haven't purchased from us on Whatnot before, if you click that link, you'll get $15 off of your first order from me or anybody else. But you can just go on there and watch as well. But if you go down, click the link, you'll go to my page. If you go to the auction page, you'll go to the right, you'll see a button that says store, and you can see the 100 items I have listed. The Continuity of Spring. This is on the much later Horace Silver's label himself, kind of towards the late 80s. This is actually cool because it's autographed. I mean, it's autographed to Betty, but if your name is Betty, you might dig this. These are harder to find. By this point in time, Horace wasn't selling too many records. Check this out. This is an A2B3. So side 1 using the first stamper, side 2 using the second stamper. So this is a combination of my first and second choice for best sounding versions of this album. Complete, has the posters, all the inserts, UK pressing. And a little harder to find, Portrait in Jazz, Bill Evans. This is a still sealed copy, but the Santana Abraxas is opened. So yeah, this is one of the last ones too. This is 2483. So we got a Santana Abraxas. I kind of threw some shrink wrap on there to protect it because they don't, you know, the boxes don't handle the grease real well, fingerprints and whatnot. But yeah, I think with these two, it's going to make for a solid auction. But about 100 items. All right, guys, check us out on the website, theingroove.com. Until next time.